Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here and welcome to another episode of This Week on iRacing. And we're starting off with an absolute banger. And by banger, I mean everyone is going to absolutely bang into your car. Simple as that. Because this week's combo of IMSA is at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. A multi-class race here is phenomenal, but also disastrous. There's not really a way to describe it. I absolutely love it. GT3 drivers, this is your version of hell, and GTP drivers as well. I think LMP2 is probably the best car to be in, you know, right in the middle of it. You're only going to get eaten by GTPs if they've managed to get through the GT3 pack. So I'd probably recommend an LMP2 this week if you can. But if you're feeling extra spicy, you could definitely go in a GT3 if you fancy. If you fancy like a last to just survive, then yeah, get yourself in a GT3 and give this a go. As much as I joke though, I really do enjoy this combo. I actually really enjoy this track. It's a lot of fun, very short, fast paced. It's got some excellent corners in it. And the Open, oh well, the Open, just to add a little bit more spice to it, boys and girls, has got a 28% chance of rain. So over 1 in every 4 races should mathematically have rain in it. So yeah, bring your wellies, bring your umbrellas and your coats, because you're going to need them, all right? It's going to be lots of fun. If you do want to avoid the weather, of course, you can always go and fix, which is at 0%. So is the endurance this weekend as well. So there is an endurance race here this weekend, and that has a 0% chance of rain as well. Talk about the weather, though. It has it's about mid-20 degrees. It's not that hot. Normally it is quite hot here, but because it's basically just overcast the whole time. Yeah, and there's a 28% chance of rain in the Open. It's quite cool, so you don't have to really worry about your tyres too much. Now, back in the day when it used to rain here, you could potentially get to the end without stopping, especially in the LMP2. I don't know whether that's actually possible in any other classes. So strategy-wise, you could potentially get away with a 0 stop here. So you may want to give that a try if it is raining. So just keep an eye out for that if you do enter a lobby that is raining. Watch for the scent as well. So easy to die, especially if you're in a GT3 from a scent from an LMP2 or GTP. So please do be careful of that. If you're racing with a fellow GT3 brother or sister, be kind to one another, because the classes are not going to be kind to you. So be friends, be safe out there, because, yeah, it's going to be chaotic. But if you don't mind a bit of chaos, you'll love it, just like me. I absolutely love this combo. Love the cars here, love the tracks here. What's not to like? What's not to like? Apart from, obviously, your SR going absolutely in the mud and just absolutely raging when a GTP eventually and inevitably kills you at one point. But, yeah, regardless, lots of fun. I don't know what it's going to do for numbers. It doesn't normally do fantastic, but hopefully it does this week. Hopefully you will give it a try, because I highly rate it, and fingers crossed we'll have a good fun week this week. But there you go. That's the first one for this episode, IMSA at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Next up, we have Le Mans, or Lemons as we like to call it these days, and we are heading there for the GT3 Challenge, the GT Endurance and the GT Sprint. So all the GT3 series are heading there. As usual, track temp, expect mid to low 20 degrees, to be honest with you, for these races. Tip for this one is to work together. Make sure you work with someone for this, because honestly, it's all about the straights. It is all about the straights and the toe in GT3 cars at Lemons. It is absolutely vital that you have someone to work with, because it can make seconds difference to your lap times being in the toe. So working with someone is far better than working by yourself. And if you work with someone as well, you can save quite a bit of fuel as well, which could make a big difference in the endurance races. Don't think it's really going to make a difference in the sprint, especially the GT3 fix as well, where you don't have to pit. But do bear that in mind. There's no chance of rain in the sprint or the fix, so you don't have to worry about the rain in either of those series. But the GT Endurance has a 29% chance of rain, which is going to be quite interesting, to say the least. So again, just like in IMSA, make sure you bring your wellies and your umbrellas and your coats and stuff like that, because you're going to need it. There's not too many slots for the GT Endurance. I think there's 3. But there's a good chance that at least one of them will have some rain in it. All right, so just do be prepared for that. And it'll be extra spicy as well, because GT3 cars are normally stripped of all of their downforce at Le Mans to try and get as much speed as they can down the straights, of course. So if it does rain, it's going to be extra spicy indeed. But I expect very high participation for this event. Everybody loves racing around this track. And lots of people like the GT3s, probably the most popular class of car on the service. So I expect this to have some very high participation, some very high strength of fields in this one. If you're below 5k, there's actually a chance you'll be in second split in peak times. It really will be that popular. But yeah, I mean, it's Lemons, GT3 cars. Should be good fun. I personally prefer the fixed when doing this race in GT3 cars. When it comes to the open and the endurance, you know, the cars are completely stripped of any downforce, so things like the Porsche curves, you know, corners like that are really, really difficult to get right, and it's so easy to just, you know, lose the rear and your race is over. So I prefer the fixed, but many will probably prefer the open and the endurance. But either way, it should be popular. All three series will be popular. It'll be lots of fun, so be safe out there. Find someone to work with. You'll have some good results, and yeah, quite simply, enjoy it. Next up on the list, we have round 8 and the penultimate, if I can say it right, the penultimate round of the Nürburgring Endurance Championship. All right, so this is round 8, and for the first time ever, this series is going to have rain. There's a 72% chance of rain in this race. Okay, so be very, very careful if you sign up for this race this weekend. Okay, regardless of what car you go in. 5 classes in this race. It's a 4-hour race around the Nürburgring using the VLN layout. Track temperature will be nice and low. It will be mid to low 20 degrees again. It's going to be a death trap though. I've heard from people that basically have been testing around here in the rain, that it is so difficult to get it around here once the track is wet. So please do be careful. If you like dangerous endurance races, or, you know, not your bog standard endurance races, this probably will be the one for you. Lots of carnage. I expect lots of people to not finish this one. So yeah, do keep it clean and you will get a good result here. You do have one fast repair for this race. Please use it wisely. Use it wisely, okay? Try to avoid using it early on if you can. But yeah, that's this weekend. 4 hours around the Nürburgring, 72% chance of rain, 5 classes. Again, should be a lot of fun, but do be careful out there. It will be chaotic. And then lastly, for this week's episode on This Week on iRacing, I actually want to talk about an event that I am hosting this weekend called the Basic 24. The idea of this event is to raise money for a charity that we pick. And for this year, we are picking a men's cancer charity. One of our good friends, Buzz, suffered from testicular cancer this year. So for this year's 24-hour race event, we're going to raise money for that charity, the Orchard charity. If you would like to actually sign up to this event, you still can. Join the Discord and you'll find all the information in there. The idea of this event is, like I said, to raise money for charity, and it is a 24-hour race around the Nürburgring, but there's lots of fun and games. There's silly little things like if someone donates £100 to the charity, they can choose who they want to get a toe into turn 1 and £50 to sing a song and all that kind of stuff. Very similar to Jimmy's 23 Hours is Older. But the idea of this is a 24 hours around the Nürburgring. It is solo, okay? So it's just by yourself. There's no teammates. There's nothing at all. It's just you and the track for 24 hours. Just GT3 class. There's going to be a chance of rain in it. Should be lots of fun. There are live stewards. Every pit stop is a minimum of 5 minutes. So you have to pit for 5 minutes minimum when you pit. And there are 2 mandatory 30-minute breaks when you take one of those pit stops as well. So 2 mandatory 30-minute breaks during some of your pit stops, and every pit stop is a minimum of 5 minutes. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. If you watched it last year, you know it was a great success. The target was £2,400. We raised over £11,000 for the Mind charity last year. This week, We're doing it for men's cancer, so testicular cancer, penile cancer, and yeah, should be lots of fun. It is this weekend, so a little plug from myself because it's a lot of fun, and please do pop them down this weekend. Do watch the event, it's lots of fun, and if you can, of course, give any sort of spare money to the charity, that would be absolutely mega. But yeah, that's it from me for this week on iRacing. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, if you did, hit the old like button, subscribe on the way out, and I'll catch you beautiful people next week for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.